My name is Lisa. I am 34 years old, and for most of my life, I felt invisible. Every day felt the same. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. I had no close friends, no family near me, no one to talk to at night. People say life changes slowly, but mine changed in one moment because of one person, a stranger, a man I had never seen before, a man who changed my life. I worked in a small office. Gray walls, gray chairs, quiet people. No laughter, no excitement. I typed reports all day. I drank coffee alone. I took the same bus every morning. I sat in the same seat. I watched the same buildings pass. My life felt small, empty, lonely. Sometimes I wondered, is this my whole life? Is this all there is? But I never changed anything, because changing was scary, because being alone felt easier than failing. One cold morning, something unusual happened. I missed my regular bus. I ran, but the bus drove away. I stood there, breathing hard, feeling defeated. So I waited for the next bus, the bus I never took. When it arrived, I stepped in and sat near the window. A few seconds later, a man sat beside me. He looked friendly. Warm smile, kind eyes. He said, "Good morning." I didn't reply. I wasn't used to strangers talking to me. He chuckled softly and said, "Long day ahead?" I nodded slowly. That was the beginning. He introduced himself. "My name is Mr. Bennett. What's yours?" I hesitated. Then I said, "Lisa." He smiled warmly. "Nice to meet you, Lisa." His voice was calm, comforting, like he actually cared. He looked outside the window and said, "Do you enjoy your life?" I froze. Nobody ever asked me that. I whispered, "I'm not sure." He nodded. "Ah, then maybe it's time for something new." Something new? I didn't understand. I didn't even know what I wanted. We talked every morning after that. Every day, he taught me something small. One morning he said, "Look up when you walk. Most people look down. That's why they feel lost." Another day he said, "Say one kind thing to someone today." Another day he said, "Do one thing that scares you." These were small things, simple things, but they felt powerful. Slowly, I started to notice changes. I smiled more. I talked a little more. I felt a little lighter. One rainy morning, I told him something I had never told anyone. "I feel invisible," I said. "I feel like nobody needs me." He listened carefully. Then he said, "Lisa, you're not invisible. You're just hiding." "From what?" I asked. He looked into my eyes and said, "From your own heart." His words felt heavy, true, painful, beautiful. One day, Mr. Bennett handed me a small notebook. "What is this?" I asked. He said, "Your life." I laughed nervously. My life? It's empty. He shook his head. It's only empty because you never wrote anything in it. I opened the first page. It was blank. He said, every night, write one thing you did that made you feel alive. I didn't understand, but I agreed. And that night, for the first time in years, I looked at my day differently. I wrote, today I talked to someone on the bus. It felt small, but important. Weeks passed. I started sitting straighter, walking with confidence, speaking clearly. I greeted people at the office. I joined conversations. I made one friend, then two. The notebook filled slowly. I tried a new cafe. I talked to a coworker. I helped someone with their bags. I smiled at a child. Each page felt like a piece of life I never lived before. One morning, I got on the bus, and Mr. Bennett wasn't there. I thought he might be sick or late, but the next day he still wasn't there, and the day after that, and the day after that. A strange sadness filled me, like losing a friend, a guide, a light. I asked the bus driver, do you know the older man who rides at 8:20, the one with the brown coat? The driver thought for a moment. Then he said, ah, Mr. Bennett. Yes, I know him. Do you know where he lives? I asked. The driver nodded. Just 2 blocks from the park, small blue house. I thanked him and walked there the same evening. My heart was nervous, heavy, worried. I reached the house, a small, quiet old home. I knocked on the door. A woman opened it. She looked surprised. Yes, can I help you? I said, I'm looking for Mr. Bennett. Her expression changed, softened, became sad. She whispered, he passed away last week. The world stopped. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. She continued softly, he had a heart condition. He didn't tell many people. He didn't want anyone to worry. I felt tears in my eyes. She asked gently, who are you? I said, he was my friend. The woman nodded and invited me inside. She walked to a drawer and took out a small envelope. She said, he wrote this for someone, but he didn't write the name. He said, give it to the person who asks for me. So, I think it's for you. My hand shook when I opened it. Inside was a short letter. Dear Lisa, if you're reading this, it means my journey is complete. You may think I changed your life, but the truth is, you changed your own life. I only showed you the door. You walked through it. Keep writing in your notebook. Keep living. Keep growing. Your life is bigger than you believe, and the world needs someone like you. With warmth, Bennett. Tears fell from my eyes, not from sadness alone, but from gratitude. From that day onward, I changed completely. I started volunteering at community centers. I helped strangers on the street. I talked to people on the bus. I smiled more. I lived more. I felt alive. People said, Lisa, you're different. You seem happier. You look confident. And every night, I wrote in my notebook, it is full now, page after page of a life I never thought I could have. Sometimes we meet someone only for a short time, but the impact lasts forever. Sometimes we find a teacher when we least expect it. Sometimes a stranger shows us who we really are. Mr. Bennett changed my life. But the truth is, he helped me see the person I was always meant to become. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us tell more stories for English learners around the world.